Okay, so in this video I just wanted to show you how to find law review articles using the Langsdale Library homepage in our databases. So the first thing you want to do is go onto the Langsdale Library homepage, which is http://langsdale.ubalt.edu, and go to databases by subject over here on the left. That should get you to this page, and you want to select Government and Law. And in Government and Law, there are two databases that we want to look at. One is Hein Online, and one is LexisNexis Academic. So we're going to click on LexisNexis Academic. And if you're off campus, you'll have been asked to log in by selecting the University of Baltimore and inputting your library account number here first. But once you get into LexisNexis, you'll get a screen that looks like this, and you'll notice on the left there's a tab that says U.S. Legal. So click on the U.S. Legal tab and then do Law Reviews. And this will get you to their database of law review articles. So let's suppose that you're interested in doing something on generic drugs and antitrust. So you can do a search, and you'll notice that I've gotten 815 results. There's a couple of things that LexisNexis does to make it helpful to kind of scan. So here it has this, it starts off with this list review. You can select expanded list on your results list, and it will show you how many times your search results appears in each article. So you can kind of see if your terms only appear once or twice, you might not want it, but if you have a long list of times where your article or where your terms appear, that could be pretty useful. A few other things that you can do in LexisNexis to refine your search is, you'll notice it says generic drugs and antitrust. A law review article tends to be really long, easily over 50 pages a lot of times. And this search is only requiring that generic drugs and antitrust be present in the article somewhere. But I have this option here that says in the same paragraph as. So that will now search for articles that have generic drugs in the same paragraph as the word antitrust. And that'll be a lot more focused. So now you can see I'm getting 265 results instead of the 800 that I was getting before. So it's a lot easier to manage. These things, when you go and look at them in full text, they're a little bit of a bear to read. They're not very well formatted. They're just these really long text files that you can go through. So the advantage with LexisNexis is that it makes it really easy to search and gives you some flexibility, but the other database, Hein Online, has a bit nicer of a presentation because you can get PDFs of these particular articles. So if we go back to our databases by subject and select Hein Online, you get something that looks like this. You can select Law Journal Library and enter in your search. If you click on Advanced Search, you'll have the opportunity to focus on particular areas of law. So if I wanted to do something on food, drugs, and cosmetics, I could do that. And then I can enter in my search terms. So here I've entered in generic drugs and antitrust. Now notice that I've put generic drugs in quotation marks. For Hein Online, if you just put in generic drugs without the quotation marks, it's actually going to look for any of those words in the article, generic and drugs, somewhere in the article together, but not necessarily as a phrase. So if you enclose them in quotes, it'll look for generic drugs as a phrase, and that might help your search results. So here's a Hein Online search result page. You can click on View Matching Text Pages to get a sense of how frequently your terms appeared once again. And if you want a particular article, it'll give you a preview, and then there'll be a little print icon that you can use to get the full text. So here's a preview look, and you'll see there's just print icon over here. If you click on the print, it will give you a few options. One is to print download the current section, which is actually the article that you're looking at. This is a 14-page article right here. Or if you just want to print a page or a range of pages, you can select this option. And those are basically your two options. Hein Online and LexisNexis are our two sources for law review articles.